So, little girl, tell me something.
What's that? Wait.
Little girl, tell me if has somebody hit you before?
Yeah.
Who?
My brother.
And how old is he?
8.
Why does he do that to you?
He gets mad at me.
What did your mom say?
He kicks his butt.
But does he still do it?
Yeah.
How does he act like when you're at a restaurant? Is he bad when you're out?
No.
Are you bad when you're out in public?
No.
So you don't kick, scream, and yell and jump on the furniture?
No.
You sure you don't do that?
Yes, I'm sure.
And your brother don't do that, right? He don't do that?
Yeah.
Have you seen other kids do that?
No.
You never saw no other kids scream, yell, and jump on the furniture?
No.
You never heard that before?
No.
Why do you think kids don't belong in public?
Because they don't. Well, besides her. No, besides this little girl, because she doesn't do that. But there are there's a lot of kids who scream, yell, and jump on the furniture, hit, throw up.
And you can't base that on every kid, right? Public is
Well, I can base it on the majority.
People. You can't base it on majority.
I can't
you don't
base.
Know if it's a majority. You don't have any facts. You don't have any proof.
Yes, I do.
You can't base it on majority.
What do you want to ask me, little girl? Little girl, what do you want to ask me?
Brother?
Yes, I do. And he acts disobedient.
How old is
You don't have any proof.
He's 5.
Any factual evidence that
man.
the majority of kids in public.
What do you have to say, Wyatt?
Why do you believe kids don't belong in public?
Does he jump on your mom's bed?
Yes, he does do that. Okay, hold on. So I work with a lot of kids, and that's not even my profession. I don't work at no daycare, and I ain't no teacher. I work at a restaurant. And while working at this restaurant for 7 months, I've encountered the worst of the worst when it comes to kids. They jump on furniture, they hit you, they cuss at you, they act violent, and they scream and run around. And people just excuse their behavior because it's like, oh, blame the parent, blame the parent. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, well, there should be restrictions on what kids should be allowed to do in public. If a kid's acting like that, they should be taken out of the restaurant or whatever the place may be. They're not taken anywhere. They act like this is just a running around zoo. We can just run around, hit, and cuss. No, I'm not talking about you.
I totally agree with like what you're saying. Like they have no home training and stuff, but still, like we were all kids at one point doing the same stuff.
I was a kid. That little girl is a kid, and we don't do none of that. She's a kid. I was a kid. We don't do none of that. I've never done that before.
But I feel like kids should live their like lives. You know, I feel like.
I mean, in this generation, kids are gonna do everything because social media, all of this.
We're not gonna blame it on no generation. This is just what kids do.
You cannot blame kids for how they act if they were raised in that like state. You cannot like get mad at the kid.
Exactly.
Because
I 100% can, because guess who's doing it? The kid.
Okay,
I'm not just getting mad at the kid. I will also get mad at the parent, but I'm going to focus it on the kid because that's what the kid is doing. And I find it very weird.
I feel like it's a kid. It's just a kid. Like they're just doing whatever because you know how kids are.
Exactly.
But that's the excuse that people use all the time.
Instead of being on social media all the time at the same time.
Well, they are on social media all the time.
Every household
Like
they go
kids
is how they're going to reflect on other people.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
So, if kids are allowed to act like that because they're a kid and you're supposed to let them live their life, what do you think is how they're gonna act like when they turn into a teenager and an adult? You think they're just not gonna act like that no more? What?
I mean, they can grow up. When you grow up, you
Exactly.
change in many different ways. You don't have to act the same from
Not
as you were as a kid.
necessarily. Not
But
necessarily.
you learn that that's not the right thing to do. But as a kid, and
Some
between
people
at
don't.
least a toddler, and a 7-year-old, they're gonna act like that. Every child that I've met acts like that, but you know they don't mean it. Like cussing and stuff like that is the household they grew up on. That's how they're gonna
I
act in public.
listen. I don't care what is on. That's how they're on right now. I'm not going to excuse their behavior because they're young.
Hello. Can I tell you my debate?
What?
Okay, but they
Okay, so
know
like,
better.
wait,
They don't know
They
any
do.
better.
Some of them
But they
do.
don't.
That's why they think it's funny.
What age is going around cussing and hitting and doing all
All
do you think
ages.
kids belong in public?
all ages?
Because they primarily act violent, disobedient, and they ruin things.
Okay, but every kid
what
does
if you,
that and they
like, would
grow
you take
from
your
it.
kid
They
into
I don't
learn
public?
on
care
it.
if every kid does that. That's still not right.
You've probably
Wait,
done
wait,
it
wait,
before in your
wait.
life too.
I
would you
never
take,
done that. What?
I agree with the
would you
girl.
take your kid into
She
public?
right.
My kid is not going to be jumping on furniture, hitting strangers, and screaming and yelling. And they're not just going to be like, oh, I'm not going to be like, it doesn't matter. They're a kid. Let them do that. No, my kid's not going to be doing
Shoot, I
that.
was spanking.
No, because like,
Yeah, I would too.
kids don't know better.
I mean, but like, if
They
you
do
didn't
know
like,
better because
let
why
your
are they
kid do
laughing when they do
whatever.
that?
I was trying.
They
If
literally
the child-
laugh. What's the point of
Letting
they
your
think it's
kid do
funny?
whatever.
I would laugh too. It's funny.
like would
But
you
you
It's
want your
not
kid
funny
be
to
singing
abuse
that?
people.
And letting your kid do
Like,
whatever
where
gonna
would you
grow up
put them?
doing
Would
it
you just leave them at
over and
home?
over and over.
Listen, if a kid is acting like that in public, I'm going to remove them away. I'm not going to continue to let them do that. I'm going to remove them if they're not listening.
You're
I would
you're
too.
gonna
I'll take it
put
right
them
back
into
to the car and take them
foster
home.
care.
Exactly. That's the way you're supposed to be doing it. You're
No,
supposed to take them away.
That's actually a horrible
Exactly.
to
Letting
debate.
your kid do whatever is not it.
Because like, why
you're not like
would you put
you just
your
letting
kid
them do
in
whatever
foster
at this
care
point.
after a little thing like that? You know?
No one's putting them in foster care. That's not what nobody said. I
That's
said
what you just said.
take them away, like remove them from the area. Like if they're acting up in a restaurant, take them out of the restaurant. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but then would you leave them in the car? Because that is
I
actually illegal.
know. If they continue to act like that, then I'm going to leave with the child. But if they're behave after I discipline them, then I'm obviously going to continue what I was doing.
Me too.
Okay, but like, what would your way of
They gonna go
discipline
right back
be?
home
Like
to their
yelling at
dad.
them, or like
Listen, the kids who are acting like that and think it's okay to hit people and yell at people and bite people and do all that stuff, guess what they're going to do when they're an adult? Do the exact same thing, but much worse.
No, they will not do the exact same.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so do you think them touching a stranger would affect them in
Like, if my
the
kid
future?
would've just
Yes, it will, because if they're not getting disciplined, because they don't get disciplined, nobody tells them that's not right. So if no one's telling them that's not right, obviously they're going to grow up and think it's okay, because no one's told them.
Yeah, but
right.
it's
If my
very likely
if my
that they
kid
will
would
tell
have
them
went
that
to
it's
school
not
just
right.
putting their hands on somebody, I would have went up to the school and embarrassed her in front of her friends.
Exactly. I would have done the same thing.
Then just
Just
don't have
letting your
kids.
kids do whatever, that's
like, easy
embarrassing.
solution.
It is embarrassing. Have you guys ever heard a screaming child that constantly screams?
Yeah, kids do that. They all do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, they scream, but like it's a continuously scream. Like there's something really going on.
No, for real. Like,
Yeah,
Kids have meltdowns. Kids have tantrums. What about it?
Yeah, but not the
No.
whole world doesn't need to hear their meltdown because they're a kid.
they all.
Like what?
Yeah,
Some
but
kids
you
are
don't
actually
have to
good
listen,
versus
don't you?
bad. Treating your kid as you want to treat them, not disciplining them or nothing, crazy.
Right, there is some good kids because they have manners. I've never saw a kid who has manners besides myself and this guy right here and the other girl. Nobody teaches their kids manners because they feel like they're going to grow out of it because they're young, which is not the case.
No, for real. Because
Well, of course they grow out
like
of things.
if I ever
What
had
are you talking about?
Wait, who are you talking to there?
What do you do?
I'm talking just in general.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like,
If you don't know what we
Like, if
talking
you
about,
had a
then
kid
get
and
off.
then they started yelling in public, like, what would you do? Like, would you shut their
if
mouth?
my
Like,
kid started to yell, like really just out of nowhere, first I'm gonna see what's going on with them. I'm not gonna continue eating my food. Like that's just normal for my kid just to be up and screaming and jumping on furniture. No, I'm gonna take them out of the restaurant and I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why does nobody do that?
Can I ask who believes in the topic and who doesn't?
I
said what?
believe me and the guy next to me with the blonde hair, we don't think that kids should be in public.
Okay,
Get off.
why is that?
Why not?
Because treating your kid however you want,
Okay,
they're
tell
gonna
me
grow up
one
being
good
like
Okay,
reason.
but you sound like a kid. How are you
Tell me
doing
that, like, you
A
wouldn't
kid
wanna
can
bring
talk
them-
about this. Why can't they?
How old are you? And I'm not a kid.
I'm 19 years old.
I'm not gonna lie.
How old are
Wait.
you?
Can I ask?
How old
Can I
are
ask
you?
you something? Like, what would discipline
then.
do them for you?
First of all, let me answer her question. So I don't think kids belong in public because they get away with a lot of violent stuff in public. Okay? If they're not screaming and yelling over nothing, if they're not screaming and yelling, they're either running around hitting each other, they're hitting other kids, right? That they don't know. I've seen that plenty of times. Okay, they're hitting and biting you. They're throwing up places. They're making a mess. They're spilling stuff.
Does that. What are you talking about?
Are you?
What are you
the fact that they're kids?
Listen, I work in an environment where that goes down, so obviously I would know.
What do you mean?
So
You
you're
work
supposed
with
to tell
children?
children the whole
No, I
life?
don't work in no daycare. I work in a restaurant. Okay, and a lot of kids do this.
Wait. Like,
Wait,
what,
are y'all-
what would discipline
Let
do
me
them
ask
for
you,
you?
are y'all,
That would
like,
just
over
continue for them.
Are
to
y'all
act.
actually okay? You're getting mad at kids for being bad in public with their kids. Obviously, they don't know.
See, this is exactly the problem. People are excusing their behavior because they're kids. Like, what? So it's okay to. So wait a minute. It's completely okay for kids to scream, yell, hit other kids, bite people, spill things on purpose, and to break things. Is that okay because they're
It's
kids?
definitely not okay, but it's definitely
No,
not
because you were doing the same at that age. You were doing the
I
same.
was
right?
not doing that at that age.
Yes,
I
you
was
were.
certainly
Yes, you were.
no, I was
Yes,
not.
you were.
Because my
Do you-
parents
do you
taught me
remember everything? Do you
otherwise.
remember everything?
And you know you were. Yeah, you do know you were.
I was not hitting and biting people. No, I wasn't.
Do you
Kids
remember
don't
everything
bite
from whenever
each
you were a
other.
kid?
Of course I do. I remember all the way. I remember when I was 5 years old. That's all I remember. But
Yeah,
I
but
knew.
you remember when you were 4?
Okay.
No, I don't. But when I was 4 and 3, no,
Whenever
my
you see
mom,
little kids doing
my mom
that-
wasn't taking me out in restaurants because I was a baby and I would probably scream and yell, and nobody wants to hear none of that.
Okay, but you're just like the whole point of this is that they don't belong in public. You're just talking about them being in a restaurant.
Well, where else would you take the kid? To Disney World?
Everywhere. in
Where
public?
else?
Are you dumb? You take kids everywhere that you go because you're supposed to watch over them.
Like take
I don't do
take
that.
the kid to
Point
the
of the
park.
debate is that
the
they don't
school.
watch in public.
Well, they
But
act like
you're
this in
just
school
talking
too,
about them
yeah.
not being allowed in the restaurant. Maybe change the topic name.
Well, no, because I kind of agree with the public
Maybe they
thing
don't
as
belong
well.
in the house.
What?
What?
I'm a host dog. What? Listen,
Hello, host.
there's no. Can you guys tell me what is a what is a good excuse? Be quiet. All right, you know what? I don't. This is exactly why I was hesitant to let you up because you're just disobedient. You're just very disobedient, bro. Give me some type of good, valuable excuse besides the fact they're younger than me of why they should be acting like that, and it should be completely okay.
So they can learn from their mistakes? The whole point of being a kid and growing up and going into public places is that way you know what's wrong and what's right. That's why.
But they don't get
there.
taught that.
Yes, they do. You're literally just watching them in the restaurant that you work at. You're not watching them 24/7 in their house.
If they're thinking, if the kid thinks it's completely okay to run around, bite, and ruin and break stuff, what do you think I'm supposed to think? That they don't act like this any other way?
Obviously, they think it's okay in the moment because they are not taught that.
They think it's okay in the moment. No, they think it's okay in general.
Are you watching over them every single day in general?
It don't matter. I can just get
It does
signs.
matter. You're saying that
I don't need to
they're
watch someone
doing
over
it in
24/7 to know how they act.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that you said that it's okay for them to do and that they do that in general, but you've only seen them once.
I know. I've never
Meaning that
seen.
they change.
I saw numerous of kids, and all of them act exactly the same, and they don't even know each other. So what's your
Let the
excuse?
wait. Before you talk again, let the Avochi guy up. Let him up.
No.
Yes, let him up.
No, I will not.
Wait, I have a few questions.
What's your
over
few
here.
questions?
Why do you believe this? Like, what are your experiences? Like, what's going on?
Thank you for asking my experiences because no one else did. So I work in a place that involves a lot of kids. Can you guess where I work at?
I'm gonna guess a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, usually people say daycare or something. Well, yes. I work in there, and I've seen wicked stuff of kids. What kids do. They are very disobedient. They're very disgusting. Like it's literally heartbreaking. It's like, how can you be so rude and so disgusting at 8 years old? But it's been done. So instead of me excusing their behavior, because if I was acting like that, my behavior was not going to be excused. If I was a kid, it wasn't. I was punished for being acting like that. So they're allowed to just do whatever, break whatever, throw stuff on the floor, run around because they're a kid. That's not how kids act. That's how bad kids act.
Okay. So,
Bro, this has to be rage bait.
I'm trying to understand. Like, so you're saying bad kids should not be able to go out in public because they're going to
cause a disturbance.
Yes.
Okay, so I agree. Well, I don't agree that bad kids shouldn't be able to go out in general, but I believe that kids, yes, they cause a ruckus, and I believe that that is the fault of the parents. Many kids don't come up like that naturally because the parents don't know how to say no. So saying and telling them absolutely that they cannot go into public, it's not exactly the fault of the kid because the parents allow them to do such things. They allow them to go around. They allow them to break stuff. Because if you're going to tell the kids that they can't go out in public, then the parents cannot be allowed to go out in public either. Because it's the fault of the parents that are letting these kids do these stuff. If you're going to say that, then parents and their kids should not be able to go out in public.
Well, what do you think? You think kids just show up to places by themselves? Obviously, it will be implied by that. But listen, just because the main person who did it doesn't mean, or is to blame, doesn't mean it should be excused.
I'm not saying it should be excused.
That's what you're technically saying. You said, "Oh, don't look at the kid, look at the parent, because it's the parent's fault." Duh. But that doesn't mean. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to excuse the behavior because it's all because of the parent. Absolutely not.
No one's saying you have to.
If a kid breaks something, of course it's the kid's fault. But the reason the kid is misconduct and doing things that they're not allowed to.
Yeah, I'm not looking on why they're doing it. I'm acting of how it can be resorted. I don't really care about the why. I care about what can be done so it doesn't be done again.
But the solution is not to ban them from public. It's to teach them right from wrong.
But that usually doesn't be done in public.
Okay, but
unless you call the cops.
You can't completely cut a kid off from public.
First of all, I can never make that decision. I can express what my opinions are. Right?
Your opinion, like, you can't like completely say that a kid should like.
I 100% can because first of all, I probably have more experience dealing with kids than everyone combined in this room.
Oh, wow.
Where do you work?
Okay.
I work in a restaurant, like I've been saying.
I feel like a daycare or a teacher would have.
I've dealt with kids as well. I've dealt with kids and one kids. I've dealt with kids that have broken stuff. I've dealt with kids that have run around. And the way that I teach them and tell them to stop.
Well, that's literally your job, though. That's not my job.
There are ways to tell a kid to stop. An 8-year-old can tell a kid to stop. You can tell a kid.
But will they listen? Is there a question?
Your way of telling them.
I'm not going to talk to the parent. Obviously, if the parents allow them to do this, why would I? What am I going to say?
You can tell the parents that your kid's causing like
They
a
know
ruckus.
that. They're not oblivious. They 100% know their kid's causing disturbance.
That's the parent's fault. If the parent is letting
Whatever
the
the
kid do
case
that,
may
then that's the parent's
be,
fault.
whatever the case may be, I don't really care whose fault. I care about if it's either going to be corrected. If it's not, then you got to leave. That's all. That should be normalized.
It's not to allow kids to stop growing. It's to teach kids right from wrong.
That is not my job, though. My job is not to be their parent.
Okay, then. So it's not your job to tell people that they can't go
I don't
out in
talk to
public.
kids like that. So I'm not telling no kid like that.
Well, then
What
why
I'm
do you have your whole
saying,
thing? Your whole thing is that kids should not be able to come out in public if they're
absolutely.
bad. And my whole thing is that, well, kids should still be able to come out in public, but they should be able to be taught right from wrong. And
But
many
if
of
you're
these
not the one
kids-
doing it, who do you think is going to be doing it?
What?
Obviously, their parents. They're
But
going to be people
okay, so
around them.
keep up with me. So if I can't teach them, because that's not even my place to teach the kid, it's the parents. But the parents allowing them to do this, how are they going to teach them? If they're already allowing this kind of behavior, what else would be done? What else could be done?
I can tell you now, most kids who act up, if their parents allow them to, then that's just on the parents. You can't control that. But if
I've been hearing that over and over again.
Then consult the parent. Why are you going to the child?
All right.
If you're saying you can't do nothing to the child, then why are you worried about it?
True. But there are
First
cases
of all,
where the parent likes to deny or where the parent likes to defend the child.
And if that's the case, then get an adult. If that would be the case, then it would be fair to get an adult to talk to that adult. Because if you yourself are
I am an adult, though.
So then
how old are you then?
I'm 19.
Well, so
listen, it's nobody's place besides the parent to tell the parent what the parent should be doing.
If it's in your job facility, then yes, it is your place. What?
But it's not normalized for that to even be done. It's more normalized for the kids to act like that than you to tell them to don't do that.
Okay, so you're complaining about an issue that you refuse to solve because you could easily go up to that child or go up to the parents and talk to them and find a solution.
Well, I've done that, but it's just again not my place to.
Okay, if it's not your place.
If you don't want to see the solution, then you obviously don't care about it that much.
Obviously, I care if I'm debating about it.
Go to somebody.
You want me to scold? You want me to scold someone who's 20 years older than me to how to parent, and you think that's gonna go down? No. If that was
go to somebody who can.
You can.
Girl. Are y'all serious?
Yes.
That's so sick. Let me talk. Y'all are so sick. You want me to go to CPS instead of the parent doing what they should already been doing. Are you serious?
The parent obviously isn't doing what they should be doing. So
wow,
you should be the adult that should be doing something instead.
Well, guess what? I have done something and nobody cares because it's so normalized. I actually called the police because kids were running around with sharp objects in their hands, and everyone just stared. Nobody cared. Everyone was staring. I literally had to call the police, and guess what the police did? Absolutely nothing, because they used the same excuse. Oh, it's a kid. It's a kid. Nothing's going to be done instead of the normalization of kids should be banned from places, period. We should normalize that. Hello. Do you have a voice?
Yeah.
So, what is your thoughts upon this?
What?
What is your thoughts about this?
Oh, about this?
Yeah.
What is it about?
Okay. Well, I guess you're just gonna watch.
Okay, let's take a deep breath in, please. Okay.
No, it's not about that. Why would it be about that, PJ?
It is kind of funny. Okay, so, again, you believe that kids don't belong in public because they act up, but you can't just really say that they don't belong in public because they act up. You can't just house them.
Well, that's the only reason why they would I feel like they shouldn't be long in public because of that. So why can't it be just that?
I'm saying that you can't just house them in the house with it. Like, you have to
See, this is what happens when you let kids in public. PJ, he's a young child, and he thinks people are being racist to him because he's BLK. That's what happens when you let kids be out in public, because they just think things like that. That's a shame. But moving on.
Not public, but okay. You can't just say that kids don't belong in public just because they act up. Because kids going in public is a learning opportunity for them to understand what's right and what's wrong.
You don't get that from being in public. You get that from your parents. They teach you right and wrong. Nobody else does.
You go in public and you learn by doing stuff. Like, if you're a little kid, you go in public and you accidentally break somebody's glass and you get hurt from it. Do you think you're gonna go back and break it again and get hurt from it? You're gonna learn from your mistakes by being in that public
Yeah, but
space.
no kids is being raised that way anymore, so...
There definitely are kids that are being raised that way.
Well, not the kids I be seeing. And who allows that to be done anyways? Okay, put them in public so if they get hurt, they can learn. What?
Yeah, they learn from their mistakes. Have you not learned that? You go to public. I'm not saying that they can just get hurt. I'm saying they can do multiple things in the real world. They go in the real world.
So if they're not... The excuse you used before was like they're a kid, they don't understand. And then you're talking about something like this which will make them understand. Then what is your argument now? Because I don't understand either.
Those are both valid points and like basically the same thing. A kid doesn't know from what's right and what's wrong.
So how are they? So why would they be put in public to learn from right and wrong if they don't know right and wrong? Then what would be the point putting them in public?
They go in public. Okay, they're probably going in public to do a certain thing. They learn from what's right and what's what.
If you told me that they don't know right from wrong, but you said they go in public to know right from wrong, then why?
You just cut out on that last part.
I don't really know what. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that I can't really hear you. So if you're talking, then I'm just gonna see what I'm putting. What I'm trying to say is that you can't just say that kids don't belong in public just because they're being bad. Though one of the main reasons why little kids go in public with their parents is to learn from what's right and what's wrong.
That's so untrue.
I know that you work in a restaurant, so you obviously see like hundreds and hundreds of kids come in, and they're probably doing bad stuff.
No, it's not probably. They 100% are.
We stayed there. One of the nurses was so freaking nice. She literally slept in there, helped Summer for me. Like, they literally was treating Summer. They was giving Summer their personal cell phones to watch movies on and all of that. They literally just treated her so good. Especially when I told her she had autism, they really was just like, just overly accommodating. And I don't know, and I didn't even know that hospitals have stuff like that. So if you in my situation and you don't got no help, you don't got no family or no baby father.
Until they know how to behave. Until they know boundaries and they know how to respect people. Because I'm not saying kids can't be curious, because that's definitely what can go down. But if your kid's curiosity leads to violence and them being very disrespectful, don't bring them around nobody, because that's just not good. It's not right. It's not safe. There's so much TikToks, there's so much stuff I've experienced that I can literally generalize like this as like a bigger statement than just like my experience of kids being disrespectful and they're not learning from it. Look, I've never been that kid that said, "Oh, you're fat," or "Why you're so fat," and all that stuff. Like, that's not something that should just be normalized to be saying, because it's really not. So, and it's just kids are just normalized to hit you and do all this shit. Like, why would that be normalized? Why is that normalized?
And you go to the hospital to have a baby.
But God forbid they play on Roblox. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Hello? Hello?
Hey. Hi.
Hi. So I wanted to know what your take is. Like, what do you mean when you say kids don't belong in public?
Mainly just the generalized idea that I think kids are, which is just bad and disobedient and disruptive.
Okay,
So,
so you're admitting that you're making a generalization?
yes, and I'm 100% allowed to.
Okay.
So it's not like I've
okay.
worked with 2 or 3 kids before, or just, I've worked with over like 30 kids per day, and my job is not even at a daycare. I know how kids act. I know what, certain stuff gets down, and most of the kids I come in contact with are not angels. They're devils. And those kind of people don't deserve to be in public. I don't really care. I don't care if they're
So you're
15 years
using
younger
a
than me or not.
Okay, so you're measuring the person's ability to be in the public based on how disruptive they are. You could say
If
that
they're
about almost
violent,
anyone. You're making a generalization based on your personal anecdotes. Of course, kids are going to be rowdy and loud. They're kids. I don't know why you think that anyone would have the ability to
I
determine
just
who
said
stays in the
violence.
public. That makes no sense. There are adults who can be
Okay, but
rowdy. I've seen tons of drunk
I
adults
know,
out and
but
about
that's not.
rowdy, and then literally animals can be rowdy. So if we're determining who should be in the public
Oh
based
my.
on who's rowdy, that's just stupid.
We're
Do you
not
not
doing
see
that
that?
though. But I just hate
That's
someone
what
who
you
just
mean. Your
constantly
main
says,
reasoning
"Excuse
is based on
me,
the
Pearl,
generalization.
Pearl."
Okay, girl.
I just hate someone who just said, "Oh, I can do this to other things." We're not talking about other things. And we're not saying, I'm not saying those things are just permissible either. Right now we're talking about kids. So just because you compare those to different things that are not even in the same degree, I guess you can. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about kids.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this: how are you determining a person's ability to remain in the public? Why don't kids belong in public? Not based on your generalizations or your anecdotes.
Well, what else am I going to speak from? 50 other people? Well, yeah, I could do that. Well, actually, let's do that. Let's put my things aside. Okay? Like, I guess says that doesn't matter because I'm the host. I guess what I got going on doesn't matter. Right? But it's okay. So let me tell you what's really going on. Because you probably have no idea. Because you stay up in the house all day.
Okay, I literally serve kids, okay? I literally work for a living. I don't need you to tell me what I do.
All right, well,
okay?
I'm just generalizing
kids
something.
Kids literally come to my workplace coughing, and I'm like, they're a kid. Like, who cares? You have so
Girl,
much
I'm
hate
not
in
talking
your
about the
heart.
coughing. That you should be trying to help something like that.
You're saying they're loud, they're rowdy. Everyone gets annoyed by
You're
kids because
saying
of that.
those things. I've never said that. I said disruptive,
Girl,
violent.
when I
No, I
asked
did
you
not.
why you didn't want kids to be in public, you started generalizing, saying they're rowdy, they're loud, they misbehave.
Never said rowdy and never said loud.
Okay.
You said that.
Why don't you want kids to be
but
in public?
Where could you be getting
That's
this
what I'll
from?
ask you. That's
if
what
I never said that, where else could you be getting it from? Because it's
You were
true.
literally talking about their behavior. Why don't you want kids in
Yeah,
public?
so why are you putting words I never said to it then?
That's
I could have meant.
basically what you're implying.
That's not though.
So okay, let me say I'm sorry for putting words in your mouth. Let me
Thank
ask you
you.
again.
Well, let
Why
me
don't kids
continue to
belong in
answer that
public?
question. Yes. So kids, they usually get away with a lot of things, right? They don't get taught right from wrong, okay? And you can really observe that, especially in public. There are a lot of instances where kids just come up to people, be disrespectful, you know? There are a lot of instances where kids come up to people and bite and hit people. There's a lot of instances where kids break things, okay, that's never paid for. There's a lot of instances where they knock down things on purpose. There's a lot of instances where this goes on, and their behavior never gets corrected. Their parents are never correcting it. So if those things are not getting corrected, why should that continue to be a generalized idea? Because what do you think is going to go down when they turn, into a teenager and an adult? You think those things are just going to trickle out? No. Obviously, they're going to be like, oh, since no one told me right from wrong, as a kid, I'm going to just continue doing this. There are plenty of people who have that same mentality because they weren't taught that as a kid.
So you're like headcanning these things.
Yeah, okay, I'll say this. This is all basically on the parent and not the kid themselves. Kids are impressionable. They're learning, okay? They're literally developing human beings. And the second thing I'll say is, you're not talking about kids as a whole. You're literally just talking about the kids that are bad. Are you trying to say all kids are bad, or are you just saying
Most of
bad
them
kids
are.
don't belong in public?
Most of them.
Most kids are bad? So
Mhm.
because most kids are bad, they don't belong in the public? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Why would we just allow bad kids just to be out and around? Like, why would that just be
bad
okay?
kids shouldn't be in public. You're saying kids don't belong in public as a whole.
Well, I'm not talking
you're
about the
wrong.
2% of angels that are kids.
I fear that it would make more sense to say parents need to parent their kids better than to say bad kids don't belong in public, because it's not their fault. It's quite literally on the parent.
It's 100% is their fault. They learned it from their parent, but it is their fault.
A 2-year-old child who, let's say, pinched little Timmy, it's his fault for doing that, even though he's
absolutely
curious. He's literally 2 years old, and his parent hasn't said anything bad. His parent hasn't done any.
Obviously, he can learn it from somewhere, but he's the one who did the action.
Because they don't know right from wrong if they're not taught from a person who's a reliable parent.
Just because they don't know right from wrong doesn't mean they should be doing wrong and think that's okay and just generalize if it's okay or not. I'm not. I don't know why you're not getting that.
You sound a fool. I'm just gonna be real. Like, you just sound like you have an issue with bad kids, but now you're saying all kids are bad and all kids shouldn't be in the public.
I didn't say all. I said most. You simply don't understand what I'm saying because you just want it to be a generalized statement. Like, you just want it to be like what it is.
Because you knew you were losing.
See? And you're hideous to look at for too long. Like, girl, that's your job to deal with kids. That's not my job. A stranger shouldn't have to tell a parent what they should be doing with their kid or just allow that kind of behavior to be going down. No, absolutely not.
And you're very right. I work with kids. Literally, I work with kids. And do you know how much it takes for me to not tell these parents, that's my job, to not tell these parents that their kids are bad as heck? I'm thinking of it like, if I was at a park and their kids are acting bad, oh my gosh. Kids are a different aspect. It should be someone's job to tell another parent. I'm not saying you should parent someone else, like whatever they want to parent their kids, but if they're like doing too much, I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna be like, girl, your kid is doing too much.
Yeah, and I would love to do that too. I would love to actually clock somebody, but that in reality that doesn't work because if it's getting so badly that they're just have no social awareness for other people and think that's okay, obviously me coming up to them and saying something is not gonna, but what should be generalized and maybe should be in law, in the United States law, is if your kid's being disruptive, you need to remove them from that area. That's simple. If your kid is destroying things, throwing up, knocking things on purpose, and being disrespectful, why would you still allow them to be in that area? Like, I'm confused.
You're right, girl.
Thank you.
He's new, so can you just... Yeah, girl, I'm with you. I'll defend you. But he's new, so can you just tell him, like, what the prompt was?
Oh, who
like,
was
what's
new?
the aspect of it? Him, like, besides me.
Yeah, me.
Oh, so basically, it just means what the topic says, and I just mean that by, like... most kids are disobedient. Most kids are bad. So why would that just be allowed in public?
Not most, though.
Bro, you're crazy.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say that most kids are bad. But I share the same sentiment with you. I think that like there should be a higher standard of what it means to have like a well-trained child, I guess.
Right.
Bro, children are not dogs, bro.
And tell with... Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, that's why
no one's saying that, though.
Like, I don't really think that it would be proper to like separate them from society. If anything, I think they need more exposure to it so they can like recognize that they stand out in a way.
Yeah, they just need to be more violent with people so they can realize, like, what?
No, not more violent. Like, I wouldn't.
No, but that's what.
Sorry,
that's kind of what you're really implying, though. You're saying they need more exposure.
For kids, though.
They make what?
No, not at
a
all.
little hostile. I think.
I'm not saying that they should be like.
Yeah.
I don't think that most kids are like mean to people. Like I wouldn't even say 60% of them are.
Well, have you been around
like,
kids a lot? Not to say you don't have any experience. Like, is that like your job or something? Like.
At one point it was, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Well,
think it necessarily has to be a job to do with kids, because that's like a normal
yeah,
thing.
I
Like
know,
wherever
but
you
like,
are,
I'm
you
not
have to
like,
do with kids.
yeah, you
I don't think it
cannot
has to be
work like me. I
hostile
don't have to
though.
work with kids to be around them constantly. I'm just saying, like, because if he doesn't think most kids are bad, then wow, he must live in
This
like
is rage bait, bro.
Custovia or
But
something.
kids
I
are
think
meant to be a little bit more
Yeah, a little bit more
peace and patient.
freeing. Yeah, they're
I
supposed to be free,
think it
but
depends
not
on
in the
the
aspect
environment
of
you're
being
in.
violent.
This is rage bait.
Like when I worked around children, I worked around kids that I was like babysitting in like cities that were like well developed. The parents like
I think
taught
Have
I
them
you
things
ever,
because they love their kids.
have you ever
But if
like,
you're working in like child services, then I can understand the sentiment.
have a parent ever gave you their kid that they know that was just very disobedient?
Yeah.
Oh wow. See, why would that be allowed though? That shouldn't be allowed. That should
Bruh,
not be
this is
because
allowed.
rage
That
that
bait,
shouldn't be
because
bro.
that
accepted.
that child
Oh,
deserves
why
proper
wouldn't
child care as well.
Your
Like
your
if the
thing isn't
parents
to teach them right from wrong. That's literally solely should be
so I
about the
won't
parent.
so I won't.
but they're a kid.
I
You
have no
should teach them
obligation to teach them
like
right and wrong.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, you can tell them no, but like for the teaching part, that actually has to be because that can only come best from the parent. So that's actually sick how
But
your
that's
job
why they go to
expects you to
school.
actually
They
teach them
learn
right
that
from
from
wrong
Wait, where do you think kids belong if they're not in public?
in that house. In that house.
So they're just a decoration, for real.
Well, that's what most
Like,
people have kids for. They don't kids, so
so you think having kids is like just for decoration,
that's what most people
right?
have it for. Yeah.
I think I do
That's
agree
insane.
with her in some regard. Like a lot of
Well,
people think maybe not worded like that. I wouldn't say it's like decoration, but I do think a lot of people have
Nah, she said that.
shallow.
No, she said
Yeah, but
decoration, yeah. She said it's
I
for
Yeah,
never
so
said
you
decoration.
think
decoration. He said
a
that.
human life?
Yes, he did.
I mean,
He
you agreed
asked
to it.
me, he said
but
yes.
I think the
Yeah.
idea she's getting at is that like a lot of people don't really consider why they're bringing a new life into the world. It's more so like
Exactly. And you got 15
it
others
looks
that you
cute.
can't take care of.
I wouldn't take this topic seriously, in my opinion. Like, I'm just trying to find like
Oh,
something
I
that
agree. I'm not.
Right.
true.
Right,
Because
definitely not.
at the end
And
of the
those
day,
are the
we know you're
same
rage
people who are
baiting.
bringing kids up
So
and being just very
so
disobedient. Those are the same people who just don't care.
how are they disobedient? How?
How are they
I think
not?
maybe
Because
I
they
think
have to
maybe a
listen
kid
to every single thing you say. Like that's so if they don't, they're
I never
disobedient.
said I did that. I literally specifically said that shouldn't have to be my job.
if you have this much hatred for a kid to make a whole ass
Hatred? No,
podcast on
I wouldn't say
Reddit,
hatred.
but that's what you're arguing against these people
I'm allowed
about
to hate
a
what they're
single
doing
kid.
100%.
Hate on a kid who has
Hate what they're
no
doing,
like they're
yes.
still learning. Hate what they're doing,
But
but they're literally learning
it's
what
not
to
even
do.
their learning, it's just
If you
what they
have this
do though.
much hate for a kid, I think you need to get checked out. Because
I
how
mean,
are
I
you
think
starting a
to
whole
be
I
fair,
wouldn't
podcast?
take this seriously, bro.
Okay, well,
though, like
I
a lot of
guess
kids
y'all can
do
leave then.
a lot of like silly. A lot of kids do uh take a lot of like silly actions that I understand you like hating. But I don't know. I just don't think that like that your issue is with the children. I think your issue is with like bad parenting, and that's an entirely different conversation. Um, Not one like kids not belonging in public.
Jesus Christ, bro. Now the thing is just not working, bro. Because she fucking unplugged it. Well, alright, hold on. Let me kick him out because you're not about to do nothing. Okay, if y'all gonna sit there and just call me names, that's completely fine. But you're not gonna stay here for long. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
Hey, so where do the kids
What's the
belong?
Didn't I already answer you?
Yeah, other than the house, like where would they go?
I don't know. If there's a
So
bad place that
like
people can go, I mean kids can go,
yeah, but
probably
when
like
they
a boarding
grow up,
school or
they're not gonna
something.
be kids forever, right?
Who said
So
that?
where would they go? Because
What
they're
are
not
you
gonna
talking
stay
about,
kids.
bro?
They're not gonna stay kids. They're gonna grow up. This is a human being, right?
Yeah, they're gonna grow
So
up and 100% do the same thing they were doing as kids. Usually,
wait, repeat that. Repeat that.
they're gonna grow up and 100% do exactly what they were doing as a kid.
As kid, okay. So when you were a kid, you were completely obedient, 100%, right?
I wasn't. I wasn't disobedient. No. Yeah.
You weren't.
And if it
So
was
you were
different,
obedient. So
yeah, I
so
was.
basically, you belonged in public, right?
Absolutely.
So you as a kid.
Oh, here he go. I mean, that's what he gets. I mean, yep, pretty much. Hello.
Yeah, I think this is actually my first time on a podcast.
Okay, period.
All right, so what did I say? All right, golly, this got heated. I forget podcasts could get heated like this, especially with this kind of topic.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
do you have anything to say
Let's
about the
see.
topic?
Don't belong in public. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
say, they could be allowed in public if they're being watched over by a parent or a guardian, but out in public by themselves, nobody to watch over is a bad thing.
I
If they
mean, I
if
don't
they
think that's been done in the way I'm issued the topic to be. I don't. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
ooh.
So, do you step out of your house often?
Nah, not really.
Okay, so
It's
you
mainly
kind
only
of
for
don't.
like class.
What?
Mainly for class, like
So you
yeah,
probably
college
never ran
class.
into those kind of kids before to really be talking. Not to say that you don't have no experience. Yeah, I would say.
Well, I will say this: I saw Obsession in the theaters, and somebody brought their
Oh
child
yeah, I
into
hate
the
that.
theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Screaming and yelling, right? Kicking and screaming.
Yeah, as if there wasn't enough screaming and yelling in the movie. And then there's
Yeah, and
what, a
nobody said
4-year-old
nothing,
child
right?
already screaming in the movie theater.
Right. And nobody said nothing to that parent or the child, right?
Nah, we just
Because it's
the
generalized. This
baby
is what
just
it's
sat
supposed
there.
to be. We're just supposed to
It's
have
like it
screaming
wasn't.
kids, disobedient, and just whatever, because they're kids. Wow.
It's like it didn't happen that often, but it was just what the hell? To Obsession too?
Wait, were they
To a
screaming because it was
R-rated
a
movie?
scary movie, or they were just screaming?
I guess just screaming just because,
Yeah, that's not acceptable. That shouldn't be
for what I can
acceptable.
tell. See, I think if it were up to me, I think best bet is to like find a babysitter or somebody that I could trust to watch over the kid.
No, the best decision is you teach your kid right from wrong. Don't just put it in someone else's hands. Teach
Like
your kid from right from wrong, and then you can bring them in public. If you simply can't do that, then they shouldn't exist.
Hey, Midnight Day.
What?
If you don't mind me asking, what ethnicity are you? Like, what race?
No, we're not going to bring that in here. We're not.
Okay.
It's a serious question. Like,
I'm not
I'm not
answering.
even
You can
being like
leave
a jerk
now.
or nothing. Okay, all right. I'm just trying to ask some questions about the topic, whatever.
That has nothing to do with the topic. Absolutely nothing.
No, it genuinely does though. Like, I'm trying to gather intel.
For what? Because you're a Caucasian?
No, I'm not
Wow.
Caucasian.
What
Why
are
would you
you?
assume that?
Because you
I'm
sound like
Asian.
it. And that's something some type of Caucasian person would do.
Why would they ever do that?
Why wouldn't
this is
they
at the
do
time.
that? That's all they do. They try to pin BOK people to like some type of issue when that's not even the
Okay, so
issue.
you are one. Okay. You
Are
are
one
Okay, that
what?
makes sense.
What is that supposed to
Alright,
mean?
you are what you just said. I could sense it, honestly. Further than the topic.
Are you disrespecting me? Is
Yes,
it
I
like...
am.
Okay, bye.
This is racial.
And didn't you just say you weren't going to do that, but you just did? Okay.
No.
Yes.
What the hell was that?
And Diamond, do you know that you're BOK and it's kind of obvious that you are because you're a Roblox character? So I don't know why would you just laugh at something like that when you're literally You're not liked in his eyes whatsoever. So I'm
just
just
came out of
confused.
nowhere. It was just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I
but it's
didn't
not a
expect
funny
that
situation. It's like
because
disrespectful, but
it just came out of nowhere.
so things that just
Look,
come out of nowhere.
it's
You
3
usually
a.m.
laugh,
I don't
even
know.
though it's kind of
Well,
directed at you.
my brain is not functioning. It's like 3 a.m. over here.
Well, that's
I'm
good to know.
tired as hell. I should be in bed.
Well, okay. Well, I'm glad you kind of agree upon what I was saying, because that means you're kind of good, kind of a good person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scrundy, how you doing?
Okay, why? Well, tell me why kids don't belong in public. I want to hear why they don't belong in public.
Okay. Well, guess what? I'm gonna tell you. Are you ready?
Yeah, tell me why. Tell me why.
Most kids are disobedient, violent, disrespectful. They break things, they throw up, and they spill things. So wherever situation or the environment that you're in, having that all together is not peaceful, and it's not a great experience for literally anyone or the parent. Maybe it's not good for the child either. I don't know. But that in itself is not okay. So why would we just bring that in public?
You see, that is very incorrect because you're just assuming that every single kid is going to act up and play up when there's actually majority of
Most.
kids actually behave really well. And even if they do play up a little bit, that's just life. And when life hits you like a bus, you just got to get back up and you just got to keep going because we only get one life. And in this life, it is our goal to have a family and kids are beautiful.
I don't really care about the
So
speech, bro. I
if
don't
you
care
don't
about the
have
street.
kids, if you don't
Let's
have
not. No
kids,
one's talking about that.
okay. So, so basically, kids. I think kids belong in public because if all of the public was just adults, then life wouldn't be as fun because there's kids in the public that
You have fun
don't
with kids?
see the. I didn't say that.
You said it wouldn't be fun, so that means you have fun with kids.
Not in the way you're thinking. You're just weird. See, you need kids around to wash your mind out.
I don't.
Because kids will not think like you do. You have a
No,
very
they're
dirty
much
mind.
worse.
And no, kids are very innocent, and I think you should learn a tip
They
or
don't have
two
an
from
innocent
kids
way.
because they have an innocent little mind, and you
No, they
probably
do
need to
not.
learn some tips.
A lot of kids
Yes, they
have
do.
an inappropriate mind, actually. A lot of them.
Prove it. Give me evidence.
Give you what, physical evidence?
Yes, evidence.
Okay. So the only evidence I can supply you right now is just go on TikTok and type what a kid has said to me. And then you got your evidence right there.
Wait,
I will
repeat that
say
for me,
I've.
please. Sorry,
Oh, my
Diffix
fault.
Diamond. Sorry,
My
Diffix.
fault. I was trying to say, I've definitely had kids on a school bus. My school bus in my new high school was like a K to 12 school bus, and I've heard those kids between the ages of like 5 to 7 on that school bus already saying the N word. Like when I was
Yeah,
7
clock
years
that
old, I
T.
wasn't even. It's crazy because
Clock
I
that
wasn't
T.
even
Hold on.
allowed
Clock
to
it.
say the word. Oh.
No, I'm saying clock it. Like, continue.
But he just basically proved his own point when he said when he was 7 years old, he wasn't even thinking about that
No, he
stuff.
said he's
No.
going into high school, and on his bus, he experienced 7-year-olds saying that. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he
It
said
was like it's like not all.
when himself. He said when himself was 7, he didn't do that
Yeah,
stuff.
like
He
because
just
like
basically
not
said
not all the
No,
kids.
but you said when he was 7. That's what you were talking about. He didn't talk about when he was 7. He was talking about 7-year-olds who were doing that.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He said at the end of a sentence that
Okay, so
when he was 7,
can you re-explain that
he
story,
didn't do that
please?
stuff.
All right,
You're
so
literally deaf and ugly and
Can you
blind and stupid.
Okay,
all
well,
right, so
you like little kids. I don't know if it's romantically. I don't know if it's romantically or something about it, but you're just very odd that you're a grown man who just likes little kids being around you. It's very odd. Speaking of little kids, this might be one of your friends. This might be one of your friends that you just like hanging around.
Hello, guys.
Objection.
It's Sora. It's Sora. How you
Objection.
doing?
I object.
What's up?
Object to what, though?
Do you guys like running it straight?
Little boy,
Yeah.
who was that guy? Little boy, who was that guy that you're matching with? Who is he? Is that your dad or something?
That's one of my solos. My buzz.
Your friends?
Oh.
He's 19 years old and you're 8.
one of
Why
the
is he
Mandem.
friends with you?
Can you
Why-
please invite him back? He just
Why
wants
is
to-
he friends with you? He's literally so old. Why would he be
Yo,
friends with
Midnight,
you?
I don't like how you're talking to an 8-year-old. You're
He's one of the
giving off weird
boys.
vibes right now.
How
You
old
have
are
to
you?
stop
Cut
right now.
Cruz. How old are you?
No,
18.
Cruz.
You're 18, then
trying
I
to
must be
groom you.
37. If you're 18, I'm 37.
Cruz, she's trying to groom you. Don't talk to her. Mute her right now.
I'm trying to groom. This guy's literally matching with this old man and talking about he likes kids around him, but I'm the groomer.
Midnight,
Yep.
I think your brain is just corrupt. I think
Who
your brain
are
is
you
just
to that
corrupt.
guy? Are you his friend?
I'm actually his older brother.
Okay, just say that then. Just all you gotta do is just say I'm his older brother, because other than that, it looks weird. Hello, show. Up the waz. What the heck does that mean?
Up the walls.
Praying doesn't work. If praying works, then a lot of people would, it would help, but it doesn't. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, do you disagree or don't disagree with the topic?
I agree.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, tell me why you agree with that.
I agree because children are just too much sometimes.
That's true. Do you think anyone should just be dealing with children, especially if they don't consent to having it around?
No.
Okay, great. That's great. I'm glad that you finally a young lady who agrees.
Who's
Finally.
disagreeing?
A lot of girls come up here and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so awful," because no, I'm not.
All they
It's just
do
fact.
is act dumb and disgusting.
Exactly that. So the guy with the brown hair, do you have anything to say?
I'm like 90% sure this is rage bait, but I do disagree with the topic.
Just like the topic of ice and AB, that's like rage bait too. A lot of people get raged by that. Should be taken less seriously
like, not-
because people get
not like-
enraged about that.
No, I mean I'll take it seriously. But
Okay,
I'm just like,
thank
I'm
you.
saying like this is I know the cat creature next to me is rage baiting. You, I'm like on the fence about.
Well, I don't really care. Your name is literal.
I
What does it
just
say?
Straight.
Whether she's
No, I
faking
mean,
her
like I said, I'll
accent,
engage with it. Like, I'll engage
whether
with it.
she's faking her
I
accent,
think it's okay if
you raised your hand. If you think it's rage bait, then you should have left. Honestly,
Well, I'm just here to share my thoughts. Isn't that what everybody's here for?
I don't care about sharing your
Yeah.
thoughts. I care about the topic. So if you're just generally
let's talk
sharing your
about the
thoughts, I don't really care.
But isn't that
share
how
my
we
thoughts on
talk
the
about the topic? Is by like sharing the thoughts?
No, it's not your thoughts. It's to share why you feel like it. That's not about nothing.
Yeah, but
So
that's sharing
about
your thoughts. Never mind. Anyways, back to the topic. Kids belong in public because like where else are they gonna go? Like they gotta go to
Home.
the park and swing on the swings.
They should
You
go
can't
home.
live your whole life in your house, unfortunately.
Well, what I mean by kids, I don't mean like every kid. I mean like the disobedient kids, which is majority. So the disobedient kids who hit and fuss and do all this should not be around other kids because they will influence stuff like that. Okay? They will influence that kind of behavior. And guess what happens when you influence that behavior early? It sticks with you throughout your adulthood. That stuff don't just fade away. Trust me. Or don't.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, so most kids have to be inside because they can't control themselves or something.
Exactly. I mean,
so how does
what's
that
like
actually
not
solve
good
the-
about
How does that
that?
actually solve the issue though?
Because they will learn.
Shut-ins.
Because eventually they'll learn. The reason why I'm inside is because I'm hitting people. I'm biting people. I'm disrespecting people. That's the reason why I'm inside. When
but
they'll
growing
put
up
two and two
isolated
together
in your house
eventually.
isn't gonna make you stop hitting people.
And you affecting people emotionally, physically is not going to help them be better either. Wear
No,
a
it's not.
helmet.
But maybe if you do something, okay, is it better to when you're young do something bad and then learn you're not supposed to do that, or to go your whole life not
But
doing something bad and then when you're an adult you realize later, oh wait, I can't do this, it's bad.
no one's actually teaching them, and I don't know what point you're not getting. No one's actually teaching the kids.
But
That's the
that's not
whole
the
reason why
topic.
they feel like
The topic isn't parents aren't teaching their kids, right? Like that's not the topic. The
no,
topic
but
is
it
kids
could
don't
bleed
belong in
into
public,
it
which is
because a
ridiculous.
lot of people immediately blame the parents, but like at the same time, like the only reason why they're doing that is because they're not learning the
Okay,
right from wrong.
You're shifting the topic. So you're saying the
I'm not
have to
shifting
be
nothing.
kids have to be inside because why? Parents aren't teaching them right? So why do you think parents are teaching
Well,
their
yeah,
kids
essentially.
incorrectly?
Because they're so focused on, popping out kids left and right than actually teaching kids right from wrong. That's why.
Okay. You kind of have a point there. Like that's a defensible stance, low key. And you
High
know what? I
key.
could even be inclined to agree with that, but I don't think that we should make the leap that kids don't belong in public because of that.
So we shouldn't let the 15,000 million kids that one person has that act the same exact way, because that's not what they're focusing on, like you just agreed about, just run around and be a nuisance to literal other people and maybe influence other kids to act like them. You think they shouldn't be indoors, that you think they should be running around terrorizing the planet. Wow.
Yeah,
What an interesting take.
I think it's better if they're running around
literally are
terrorizing as little
popping
kids
kids
than
out.
they're running around terrorizing as adults. You know?
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah, no, but the issue is if they're shut in their whole lives, they're gonna grow up, become adults, they're going to be independent from their parents, and then
They
they're
don't
going
have
to
to
be
be
little
shut-ins. They can just learn from their mistakes. It might be like a stricter way, but I'm not saying they should be in full time until they become an adult. I'm saying they should be inside until they learn how to behave. And if they don't know how to behave, then they'll go outside. What's that? What's so hard to comprehend? I'm very confused.
Well, the problem is like kids need to be in public. Like
No,
you
they
can't
do
put
not.
restrictions on that.
They literally
You can't
don't.
put restrictions on that.
Kids don't be bothered. They can find stuff to do inside. They don't need to be
So
out
if a kid is
constantly.
bad, I'm not saying like they shouldn't be grounded. I'm not saying
Girl,
like go
you
have fun in the
ate.
swings if
Thank
you were
you.
bad, but like wait, what?
What?
What'd you say?
No, I was just like, no, someone said I ate, so I was like, yeah, thanks. So,
Oh, well. What are you talking about? Nobody said that.
yes, they did.
Are you imagining things again?
Can you look in the chat, please?
Oh my god.
Nobody said that. Nobody said you ate.
Yes, he
I'm reading the chat
did.
right now.
You guys are talking about rage bait and you're
Oh,
literally
Cruz did say that. But it's
Yeah,
like all the way
see,
up
this is
there.
exactly you used to be that child that would just speak before you talk. That's usually what
Yeah, but I was
what
shut
my
in my whole
parents
life, so
taught
I never
me.
learned right from
What
wrong.
my parents taught me is you need to learn something before you speak. You need to make sure you know 100%. So since you were raised to just spew out stuff that's not true, look what you're doing at 14 years old, continuing the cycle. So let's stop. Okay, whatever. Either the case may be, kids just don't stop their behavior at a certain age. It will most likely bleed into their adult life. And if it's not being corrected there, why should we just allow it just to be out and about? I don't really care if they become shut-ins. It's better than them terrorizing other people. I really don't care. I actually will feel like it would be better. I think it actually would be better for them to stay inside. Because there's a lot of mentally ill stuff that goes outside as well that don't come from
Okay, so how do
kids.
we implement this? How do we keep kids out of public spaces? Like, do
Well,
we
then
arrest
it should.
parents if they have their kids in public or something?
Well, let me answer. What should be done is like in areas where kids mostly are, they should be a rule. If they're doing too much, you need to remove them away. Some people already do this. If their kids screaming, kicking other people, coming up to somebody and say, why are you so enormous? Because that's what kids do. They should remove them from the environment and say that's not good. But they don't do that. They just continue to let that go on.
Yeah, so that's already a thing. Like, if you were to take your kid to like bounce or something, and they start kicking other kids, they'll just tell you to leave. So that already exists.
Okay, but that doesn't exist everywhere. and I don't even know what bounce bounce is. So
It's like a place where you go to like jump on trampolines. It's very popular with kids.
you actually, if the kids come and kick and scream, other kids, you actually think they're gonna listen when someone says no.
Well, no, I mean like the staff that works at like these places would just kick you out. Like it's not like the kid has a say in the matter.
Well,
If you
they're doing
act
the
up,
right thing
you'll
then.
be removed from the place. So this already exists.
Well, that needs to exist everywhere, so kids
Like on
can
a
learn.
plane.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Definitely on a
So-
plane. I would hate to experience a kicking, yelling child hitting me, calling me names, absolutely, because they're not taught from right from wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be bad, but the issue is like you would have to make that like the exception to the rule. The rule can't be no kids allowed unless your kid is good. It would have to be kids are
Why can't
allowed, and
it?
if your kid is bad, they get
That's what it is everywhere else. If you're not a good person, you're not allowed in certain places. So why
everywhere
can't we
else,
extol?
kids are
Why
allowed,
can't we?
unless it's like a place where there's no kids.
But why can't we install that as when they're young? Like if you're not good, you get kicked out. Like I feel like that would be good, much better.
I just told you that's already a thing.
In one place that I've never heard of.
If you're bad anywhere, if you go to McDonald's and your kid's in the play place,
That's where I see it the most. That actually, talk about McDonald's. That's where I see it the
they got that
most.
little play place. If your kid pushes another kid, like the McDonald's staff can be like, "Yo, you got to get out of here." Or the
Well,
parents
most
that
they
other
got
kid
rid
can
of
be
most
like, hey,
play
I'm gonna
places.
sue
So
you if you don't like control your child. So like, there's already
okay,
like,
you're
social
talking about the 1%. You're literally talking about the 1%.
What do you mean 1%?
What do you mean 1%? What are you talking about?
But
There's
since you
already
are
a social
13,
expectation for parents to get control.
since you are 13, I don't expect you to have as much experience as somebody like me or her.
What do you mean? I'm in the play place all the time. This is my life.
So, right, it's your life. I like just you just have no idea what's really going on, and it's really sick because you've
What
just
is
been
going
a
on?
whole
Please
body.
enlighten me.
Okay, let me
Making
tell
this
you what's
sound like
really
this is
going
like
on.
an actual issue.
No, it is. It could be an actual issue. So, what do you think? Okay, let's talk about Jeffrey Dahmer for a second, the killer. Let's talk about him for a second. Guess what he was doing as a child that bled into his adult years? Killing animals. Killing animals. If he never did that, he would never been Jeffrey, he would never be that known as that kind of person. So that's just an example of you can do things as a child and you can still do the same thing as you're an adult, and you're most likely to do the same thing because that's what you've been doing ever since you were young. And I can say from the same thing, I've been doing the same exact thing but different in different aspects of what I was doing as a little girl or a little boy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. If you're doing bad things as a kid, like your parents should take control and discipline you and tell you like right.
How? What other way of discipline do you think should go down?
I don't know. It's different for every kid. Like if your
No,
kid
you don't
is
know.
like,
Like,
if your
there's
kid is
different-
like
You're a
if your kid
man.
is like
You're
killing
really a
animals, you
man.
probably should send them to like.
He's not a man yet. He will
Well,
come.
different cultures handle
Well,
that.
how do you know
There's-
how to raise a child if you never had one?
Exactly. Clock that
Dude,
T
I
for a
am
second.
child. What do you mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why should you have a say in
Bro,
like
none of you have
a
raised a child
mom's?
either. What are you talking about?
No,
I
okay,
have.
but girls are different.
Okay, now, like, we haven't raised a child, but, like, we have
Right.
been children, right?
What she means to say is we be around more kids than what we really want to be around.
What?
So
Oh my god.
Here, someone else come in.
I
forgot
think the
I'm-
issue is you spend too much time around kids that you don't like.
That's not even the
Well,
point.
that could. Yeah, it's not the point, but it is true. And it's not like I don't like them because they're kids, because I used to really enjoy being around kids because they're funny, they're sweet, they're cute. But most of the time they act like this kid right here. They act like this kid, very rude, very disobedient. Nobody wants to be around that kind of kid. And everywhere they go.
You should change the topic. The topic would be better if it was like parents need to raise their kids better. Like that would be a better topic.
No,
Because
the
that's kind of
topic
what we
is
are.
the kid because that's the kid.
Well, wait, you're blaming the kid in the topic, but then when you actually argue,
I can blame the kid, but associate their behavior to the parent. But I'm 100% allowed to blame the kid.
Responsibility is pretty much entirely on the.
I'm not going to see, and this is exactly what is going on. So you don't blame the kid, so they think, oh, so someone who's higher up than me, I can get away with it because the blame will immediately go to them. See, that's what you're teaching
No, I
these
think it's.
kids.
I think being a
What the
parent is a
freak?
special case.
Wait,
How?
okay.
At 13
There's
years old?
already spaces. There's already
Yeah.
spaces where people don't allow kids.
Right.
That should
Because they
say
already know what
so.
timing they be on.
But that's for a different reason.
Did
No,
you
it's
find
not.
It's
It's
not
coming from the
prohibiting you.
same
If there's a
things.
place where kids aren't
Yes,
allowed, it's
it
because
is.
it's not
It's
appropriate.
kids can't keep their hands to themselves. And guess what? Curiosity
Give me
killed the
an
cat.
example. Can you give me an example of a place where kids aren't allowed?
Okay,
And not for.
yeah.
Okay, wait,
I
sure, go
can't.
ahead.
Okay, you're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding.
Give me a
You're
second, okay?
But not by any chance did you get bullied by a 5-year-old or something?
No, not necessarily, but they
Just
asked me very inappropriate questions. Very inappropriate questions.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I just said no, not necessarily. It's not the same kid coming up to me doing it. It's actually different kids asking me the same question.
Are you like a babysitter?
Have you encountered kids?
No, I'm not even a babysitter.
Do you work
Yes,
at a
I encounter
daycare?
kids. No, I work at a restaurant.
Oh.
Oh, so this is where you're.
This is where I encountered the worst kids ever.
I see. Is this where you are experiencing these traumas?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my god.
I see. Mm.
Anyways.
So.
Back to what we were talking about. Can you give me an example of a place where kids aren't allowed to go?
Okay. You're
Homeless
misunderstanding.
shelters?
I don't mean like clubs or anything, because obviously kids aren't allowed to drink. But I'm saying some restaurants and some public spaces do not want kids there. Like restaurants or can be 18 plus or have dress codes. They don't want the disruption.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's allowed to. No kid is allowed to go to Hooters. I know that for sure. What do you mean,
guys,
why?
I don't know if you've
What do you
ever been
mean,
to
why?
Hooters, but kids are actually allowed to be in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids there.
We could talk about whether
What?
that's right or
They're
wrong,
allowed to
but
be in there?
yeah,
Wow, that's crazy,
people
bro.
actually take their wives and their families and go there. I've seen
No,
it
I know
happen. It's
that.
disgusting. Anyways, it's really weird, but
Yeah, because it's so
that's not a
normalized
good
for kids to be everywhere that it would be everywhere where they especially shouldn't be. Hey, Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, that's actually a good example of bad parenting right there.
Really, bro? But I do appreciate you coming up, even though you weren't really saying that much, anything that really made any sense. So, but yeah.
Nah, you literally clocked it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I did clock it. And wait, didn't you tell me? Didn't you tell me before in the comments that I clocked his tea? Weren't you the one that said that?
Yeah,
He said you ate.
But I said I was joking.
It don't matter. You still said it.
Oh yeah, true.
Even if you didn't mean it, she's still gonna take it.
And guess what? I find it highly disrespectful and highly weird that you're coming up here posing as a 13-year-old boy.
And you're
you
not
said I was
even
14,
trying to
I
debate.
just
You're
didn't.
just trying to rage bait. You
No one
did
can
bad
rage
when-
bait me, but I'm just saying, that's just weird that you feel that's necessary. Okay, that's great. You have a nice evening. But y'all want to attack me for being someone who likes little kids, but you don't want to sit there and be like, why is he posing as a 13-year-old? Good evening.
Okay. Thank you for letting me back up. Thank you for letting me. First of all, I just want to say I appreciate it. And, yo.
Square up.
Anyway.
Do you have any new topics to, instead of being disrespectful, do you have any new stuff to say?
Can we go back to the topic where you said that there's certain places that kids shouldn't be allowed in?
Yeah.
Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't mean okay, obviously there's inappropriate places where kids shouldn't be allowed, but I'm saying there's places where people do not want kids in their establishment.
Because they know of the disturbance they make cast, and it's unprofessional.
It's not about bars or anything. I'm not talking about that.
So could you name one place?
Oh my
please?
gosh. Okay.
Well, I had to look that up, actually.
It depends on what city
look
or
it up for me
state you
real
live
quick,
in, but
thank
a
you.
couple places where I live, there's thrift shops that don't like to have kids or minors.
Could you please
and
name
like
the thrift shop?
Yeah,
and
I
why they
am.
don't like kids there?
I'm gonna look it all up. Okay, don't even worry.
Okay, I'll
okay,
be waiting.
it's like this bin place. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like it's like you know where they like resell it for less or whatever.
Oh yeah, like the op shop.
Yeah, those kind of stores don't allow like children or minors. And then this
So
one
there is
restaurant,
actually many restaurants. There's something called Hillstone.
Midnight.
The
Please, I was listening to Kitty. Could you please pipe down? I was listening to Kitty. Sorry, Kitty.
Girl, you're
you
the
can
one who's
keep going.
asking. You were interrupting her, saying, "Give me stores," and I'm giving it to you.
wait,
And you said
yeah,
I'll be waiting.
listen to her.
Listen to me first.
I'm listening.
Hillstone, the 5 Buckethead, the Boogie Place, the Ophelia Lounge, the Merrifield Super,
Does it also list reasons why they're not allowed?
Disney, Hooters, all those places.
All of them are AI generated. Are there actually real places?
Yes, look it up. Here, look up.
Could you give me the reasons on why they're not allowed?
Sure.
Because people don't want kids in their establishments.
Or maybe because places have stuff like naked people that kids shouldn't be.
No,
exposed
these
to
places
or-
were not. It was just ordinary restaurants.
Like obviously kids can't be in bars or anything.
So the
like,
Hive Buckhead is a restaurant and it's adults only restaurant featured on a list. That's what it's telling me. So, yeah. Oh, okay. So Hillstone, it says that it's not designed for young kids and it doesn't provide high chairs or allow strollers, and yeah, it's basically it. So.
And usually people don't want like kids at their weddings or like parties.
Yeah, have you ever wondered why that? It's because they're disruptive and they're annoying, and it's okay to say that.
I have a question. Midnight,
What's your
did you have
question?
like a negative encounter with a kid recently or something, or it's just in general your entire life you felt like this way?
Well, no, I used to think kids are just so cute, but there's a lot of kids that are just really disrespectful, like literally for no reason.
Isn't
Like
that
not
more
even
on the
to me. No, let's not get into the parents right now. They're not even really disrespectful to me. They will just say, "Oh, why is that person much bigger than you?" Why would they ask me that? That's disgusting. They ask, "Why is that person like look weird?" Like it's just really rude. That's not okay.
Well, that's just how
They
kids
literally
are.
do.
Kids ask questions without
Yeah,
like
but
any like,
certain
moral or social
questions.
sense. That's just children. That's how they act. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Here
I
we
don't
go
know
with
how to
this.
tell you.
It's just
Okay,
how
but
they are.
when I was a kid, I knew like what to say and what not to say. Like
Exactly,
it
me
wasn't even
too.
just human. It's just human like I don't know, decency, I guess.
Right,
Like
and
it's just
they know what they're
Kids are
doing. The
not like
kids.
that. Also most kids. See, I didn't do that because I was my mom. My
So
mom
if
made sure
I
I never did
didn't
anything
do
like
it,
that.
she didn't do it, and you didn't do it, then it can't be all kids that are doing it.
Yeah, I'm not
Hold
saying
on,
it's all
hold on,
kids. I'm
hold on,
just
hold
saying
on.
like it's usually up to the
Hold on.
parents. Don't the parents usually like discipline their
No
kids,
one's
right?
no one's
I don't know.
saying that the parents has no role, but I'm saying is the kid is the one doing it. The kid.
So because they say mean things, they should be annihilated
yeah,
from the
I'm
public.
telling you, bro, kids
Absolutely.
know what they're doing. They know
They
what they're doing.
absolutely know.
Okay,
They do.
hold on.
And usually
Okay,
people tell them
so
all the time to stop, 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 and they continue to do it. So what about those instances?
okay, so
What? What?
let
Wait,
me
okay, I
just
have a
say
story. Okay, wait, I have a story. Okay. I
so
have a
wait.
nephew, right? I have a nephew, right? And I'll tell him, like, I'll watch him and we're at the store and I'm like, don't touch that. Like, you can get hurt. And he goes and touches it right in front of my face. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's purposely doing it after I said no just to piss me off. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Okay, so I have a
Even though he
question here,
knows
I
it
mean,
right?
what a
hurt.
So
truly disturbing
I
individual. I
I
honestly
have
don't. I
a
think he should be locked up personally. That's just my opinion.
so I have a question here, right? So when we're talking about kids, are we talking about ranging from 13 main or 12 to like what's the age range that we're saying here?
Wait, what was the question that you were constantly trying to interrupt somebody for?
The age range. What are we like? What is the age range of kids that we're talking about? All the way up to the 13 or 12, right?
Well, they probably still will exhibit the same behavior. That's why I didn't say babies. I said kids. I didn't say toddlers. I said kids.
Yeah, yes, that's why I'm saying what's the age range. That's why I said to 12 or 13,
Well, I
right?
might consider it to be like
Whatever you want to set it to.
14 down.
14 and down? Okay, so what's the lowest?
Like 2 years old.
Okay, wow. Okay, so within this year, within these multiple years, right? They need to do stuff like develop social cues. They don't have that type of stuff now, right? Like Kitty was saying actually with her like nephew. The reason now I don't know how old he was. I'm gonna assume 6, maybe, but right, kids don't normally like you know how like they need to learn stuff. Sometimes kids don't listen, so they do need to learn by certain stuff or get punished by their by their parent. But it's at the end of the day, it is all about learning and experience. You can't sit here and be like, well, kids aren't allowed to go to certain malls or restaurants or whatever you were listening. I think it was mainly restaurants that you were listing, but you can't be like they don't belong in these certain restaurants just because you're finding them as annoying when they don't have. You're looking at them like they're supposed to be acting way more mature than they are. Like
It's not about like maturity. It's just about like I feel like like you just know like when you're younger what you're supposed to do and what you're not. Like it's not about like oh I'm expecting them to like fucking sit at a table and know how to use
Kitty,
each
you might get
fucking
cut.
butter knife. But it's like it's
Like
just like
honestly, hold on. Oh yeah, sorry. Listen, what
you're
you're
good.
saying is 100% incorrect, not Kitty, because you're acting like these kids are just fresh. They don't have no mentally ill stuff in their head. They're just regular kids who don't cause nobody disturbance. Yeah, let those
I'm
kids out in
assuming
the
that you're talking
environment.
about
But
regular
if
kids.
it's the same kids that come out in public who do the same bad stuff, obviously they're not picking up something. Obviously.
And what age are we talking about when
No
you're
matter how
saying
much
that? Like,
age
are
is,
you
that's why I'm not
saying
just
it? No,
dedicating
it
it
does.
to one
No, it does.
age.
No. So midnight, it does actually indeed go by the age because a 14-year-old is going to be like you said. The oldest that we're talking about here would be 14, and a 14-year-old. We're talking about the same type of people, the same type of kids that still play Fortnite and stuff like that, right? So they haven't really developed stuff like that.
They
Then
should
they're just
know
about to
better
get into
as a
high school.
14-year-old. They should
as a
know better.
14 year
Exactly.
as a 14-year-old
Yes,
there's a
they
as a
should.
14
Yes,
year
they
old
should.
there's
They're
a lot of
conscious.
I'm not saying they're not. Let me finish.
Yeah,
As a
but you're
14
giving
year
way
old
more
there's
leniency
also
for
also
these kids. I just simply don't
you're
understand.
not okay, how exactly am I giving
How are you not?
leniency when I'm not? No, answer my question. Don't answer my question with a question. Answer my question. How am I giving leniency? You haven't given
You
me
said,
the full sentence to
oh, they
explain.
need to learn. They're young. They don't know right from wrong. Like, that's why they need to go out in the world. But we're not talking about those kind of kids. We're talking about the kids who deliberately be bad, who deliberately is violent, who obviously is picking this up from somewhere. That's why they laugh about it. They know what they're doing. We're talking about those kids. Because
So
if you
immature
generally don't
kids.
know something, it won't come off as rude. At least
So
not to
immature
me.
kids.
It's not immature, disgusting,
Yes, it
violent
is. That
kids. It's
if
not
the
into.
kid directly knows, if the kid directly knows what they're doing, then that means that they are being immature, or they're just a norm, or they are just a horrible person. Like
I
for
wouldn't label
example,
it
if there's a
as
kid,
that, though. I
no, no,
wouldn't
no.
label
Like
it
for
as that.
example, because there are genuine kids that are, as you're saying, kids. There are genuine kids out there in the world that are like absolutely horrible. Like I guarantee you don't know that there is a kid that has indeed spiked a squirrel upon impact on the concrete or something, or an animal, right?
Even if they don't do that, they
There's a
can
lot
still
of
be
things that
bad.
they do. That's
That's the
that's
point you're
bad,
not
but
getting. You
no,
just
no,
excusing
you
a lot
think
of
I'm not getting it?
behavior.
No, I'm not excusing anything. You're not letting me. You're over here. I don't know how long you've been on here for, but if you've actually been listening to me talk, I'm not
I'll let you up.
giving
I
them
fart.
excuses because of their age.
That's
Okay.
all y'all
I'm
been
not
doing this whole time.
Yeah, you're saying y'all. Stop treating everyone like they're the same. Yes, I'm
I'm
defending
not,
them, but I'm
unless
not
y'all say the
defending them
same
for the same
thing.
reason that everybody else is.
Yes, you
I'm not saying
are.
the
You
same reason for.
literally are. It's just in a different
Hey,
context.
that's not the same. Okay, if it's in the. So, I want you to. So again, we're talking
No, I I
averagely
want
talking
you
about four.
I want you to specifically hear what I'm saying. We're not talking about just any
Specific.
kid. We're
Yeah,
talking
specific.
about those bad kids who continuously being bad should not be allowed in public. Those are the kids we're talking about.
Yes, and this is yes, and I know that what you're talking about, and this is what I'm saying. They like I said before, like I stated before, they are either
I mean, Goku was a bad
normally
kid.
okay,
Here we go with the
normally
either. I'm not doing no excuse for them.
normally
Nope.
I'm saying
No more excuses. Unless they got some type of like autism or something. But
Hey,
if they
I mean,
don't,
Goku was a bad kid. Well, Goku wasn't
Goku's
on the
not
you know.
real. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give her a mod. I'll be back. I'll be back. These people are not getting that simple fact. Like, I'm confused. Tune. Oh, wow. Get the fuck off my screen. I can't believe we made it. We made it. Because I have never played a game till 5. Well, yeah, I have. It's actually this game. But like consistently, it's been a minute since I consistently played a game like until the early mornings. So yeah. I haven't done this in 4 years because of school. It's just like school ruins everything, honestly. Okay, kids, don't bring kids in. Yeah. And I'm not really tired because I already slept like 3 hours prior, but hey girl. Oh, your mic got muted. Oh. Can you hear me? Here, cause this typing stuff, like, it's not working. Like, it's not working, so I can't really type. Here, maybe I get someone else to talk for me. Hold on. Hey,
Hello?
can you tell Kitty that, can you type in the chat that Kitty, it's okay?
Wait, type in kitty, it's okay?
Yeah.
Kitty, it's okay?
Yes,
Like
thank
that?
you. Yes, thank you. Because I can't type.
What's going on?
Because she got, her mic got cut, so
Uh-huh.
she can't hear what I'm saying. But I
Oh,
can't
gotcha.
type. Yeah. It's not letting me type for some reason.
Okay, tell me what else you want me to type to her.
No, it's fine. No, I just want you to type that.
Wait, what did Kitty say?
She said that her mic got muted, but I'll be back momentarily. Okay. So how do you pronounce your name? Oh. Okay, well, I guess we'll wait. We'll wait. Well, she came in just in time, didn't she, then? Actually, I think I might dislocate because I want to watch something. Little House of Horrors. I watched this not that long ago. No, I watched this when I was a child.
Okay, so like, what does that even mean?
That just means that bad disruption kids, which is usually the majority, shouldn't be allowed in public.
Okay. So like nowhere, they're just supposed to be locked up in the house?
Until they know how to behave, yeah, I feel like it.
So give me a description of what you think a bad kid is. Like, what would they do to be bad?
Disrespecting, hitting, or being violent, biting, jumping on stuff, breaking stuff, spilling stuff, throwing up. They always throw up somehow. And just being mean. I would consider that.
I mean, I feel like I would want my kid to be outside rather than my house, because if they're doing all that, yeah, you ain't finna break the stuff in my house. Like,
so let's just do it somewhere elsewhere, right? Like,
let's just do it at the park, like where you can roam free and run and freaking.
And hurt yourself.
Oh, let them live life and stuff, man.
Exactly, like let them live, bro. I was a bad kid when I was younger. Like I was real bad, and
you shouldn't deserve to be out in public then.
Well,
what?
I'm not a kid.
Deserve what?
Well, you're probably still like that then.
That
no, I'm
mindset
not.
is so selective.
I'm really
okay, let me tell you. Okay, well, then you're the. That's great. Then you're the 1% of the kids that change. But usually when you teach the kid to do whatever they want just because they're a kid, that means they can hurt people, they can hurt themselves, and it's okay because they're a kid. Let them be free because they're a kid, and I guess that's what free is about. Then guess what they're going to do when they're an adult or when they grow up? They're going to do the exact same thing because no one taught them right from wrong.
Okay, so tell me what you would do. If your kid was a baby kid, tell me what you would do.
My kid would never do that because that obviously comes from the parents.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Tell me if your kid did that on its own. All right, on its own, right? What would you do? What would you do?
Listen, you gotta get it from somewhere.
You're not answering my question. Answer my question.
I am answering, Peaches.
Thank you.
Whoa,
you're not.
attack is crazy,
you're not. You're not allowing me to answer, and you're not accepting the answer that I'm giving you. So
my kid would never be like that. Your kid could be like that.
Eli, can you please stop it? Like, y'all are just bad kids. Like, this is exactly what I be talking about.
We're not bad kids. We're being respectful.
No, you're not. You're asking me something just to interrupt, and he is just being disturbing.
Because you're not answering my question. You're just saying that my kid would never be like that. I'm asking
and I gave you a reason why. Because the kid needs to learn it from somewhere. Don't you agree upon that?
Learn from where? If it's not outside, learn from YouTube.
The parents. Obviously.
Yes, parenting is parents' job. I agree.
Yeah, obviously they're picking up this bad behavior from the parents because that's who they be around. Hopefully, that's usually what they be around.
Yeah, but like you're.
Yeah, so my kid, who would usually learn from what I'm doing, because that's what kids do, they learn from their parents, I'm not going to be like that. So my kid ain't going to be like that, because it's not going to learn it from me. So my kid won't be like that, sweetheart.
I feel like sometimes it's not the
be disturbing. Sometimes it is, but most likely it is.
Wait. Disturbing. You say disturbing like that's
yeah.
That's like a personal thing, right?
I mean, how is it not a personal thing?
How's your kid objectively like?
Okay. All I'm gonna
Y'all
say
just
is
don't
that.
Understand, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I might be like.
All I'm gonna say is that it does help some people. Me, all my siblings, we were all bad for different reasons, but we all are fine now. Like they're so respectful. Like.
Yeah, because somebody knocked the senses in your head.
It was not my parents, because we're all split up. So we went outside and we did like things.
Okay, well it should have been just your parents, and it's sad that you had to learn outside from your parents not wanting to teach you. But that's sad. But that shouldn't be for the majority. Kids shouldn't just go out in the world and learn from the public, because that's the parents' job. The parents are supposed to teach them. So if the parents doesn't want to teach them, don't let the public teach them. Because I'm sick of doing that stuff. I'm sick of it. I'm not the parent. I didn't sign up for it. Why should I have to teach your kid right from wrong? Why should anyone?
Why are
That's
you
not
teaching
fair.
them? Why can't you just walk away? Like, why do you have to teach them? Like,
Yeah, I
don't
do
even
walk
talk
away,
to
but
them.
sometimes
It's not an obligation.
I know, but some
Yeah, it's
people can't
literally
just
not, though.
stand kids jumping around and being disturbing. So there are some people who come up to them.
Okay, but that doesn't have to be you.
It don't matter if it doesn't have to be me. I can still speak from other people, and I guarantee those people don't want to
I'm
do
so
that.
confused, bro. What is going on?
They
Bro,
shouldn't
you're
be
saying that
obligated
you're
to at
complaining
all.
because you don't want to talk to kids who are being bad. Like, just
I
walk
don't
away
want
then.
them in my facility. It's not even about the talking part. Because even if I don't
Yeah.
talk to them,
So
they're still
it's like
around.
you want it to be more like professional, like a professional area with kids.
I mean, if that's what you think it is, then I guess that's what it has to be. But it
Is
doesn't
that
have
what
to
you
be no.
said?
I don't want no naggy bad child around anybody, especially me. Why would
Okay, so you
anybody
don't
want
want them to
that?
go to school. You don't want any bad kids to go to school, daycare,
Usually,
the
guess
park.
what?
None of
Usually,
that.
if they do go to school, they're going to be a bully because that's what bad kids do. When they don't get teach and they're just out in the world, they're going to probably bully other children and affect other children.
Just
So
because
I
they're
don't want
bad
that.
doesn't mean they're a bully.
Well, it's not like they are not going to do that because no one's going to teach them right
Why?
from wrong. Usually, and
I'm
it's
not a
the
bully.
parents.
A human child's like
Well,
entire
you're
personality
the
and
one
all the things that go
percent.
into it are so much deeper than just that.
There's a lot of people that I know who were really bad as kids and they're fine now. And they were not bullies when they were kids. They were really quiet, but they were bad.
You
Yeah,
can't
dude,
speak
kids
for
are just
every one of
like
your
really
friends.
impulsive. They're young, dude. Like, what the heck?
I can because I know
But
them. What are
what
you
you're
talking
sickly
about?
not getting is just because you're young and turnt doesn't mean you have to be young, violent, rude,
Young and
break things,
Bro, you're
break
literally
things. Stop talking peaches for a second. Just because you're
Whoa.
young doesn't mean you have to be violent, be rude, be disrespectful, and break things. That doesn't
why are you
include
so
those
mad?
things.
That's very
Can you tell me
specific,
why you're
though.
so mad?
Because
Because
you constantly ask questions, but you don't want to listen. And I
I
find it
am listening, but I'm listening and
disturbing.
then I'm asking questions about your answer. So
I
can you
understand. This is
You're absolutely allowed to do that, but you got to give me some time to speak.
I
midnight.
you're
But
actually mad. Like
this is probably stemming from it you being a bad child and don't want to listen to nobody.
I ain't
You
gonna
claim
lie.
you changed,
Bringing
but
kids to
what are
public.
you talking about? I literally listen all the time. Like
well, you're having trouble doing that now.
Yo, look,
heard what
none
you
of that stuff
said.
matters. Kids, right? Kids
Okay,
bring
let
kids
me
to
talk to
public.
somebody else. Who wants to chime in? Because
You're literally
Peaches,
so mad. Like you know that you're
Peaches,
crazy. Like
stop.
you sound crazy, bro. You literally sound crazy. You're just telling
You know what's crazy? You generally allowing kids to misbehave and to be a disturbance because they're kids. That is what's crazy. You think it's completely okay not to
Peaches,
teach.
no, Peaches.
Shh. You think it's okay to not teach your kid right from wrong because that's the public's job to do.
Sir, calm down. Calm
Like
down.
that's absolutely just sick. I
Calm
can't
down.
believe you think that.
Nah, you can
I
have your
think I
opinion,
think
but
I
holy
think
moly.
I think bringing kids into public is good because it gives me more opportunities to rape them.
What?
A moment
Yo,
for
this
silence.
guy needs to
A
go
moment of
bye-bye, bro.
silence. A moment of silence for him.
Yeah, no, like forever silence. Yeah.
Eli, please be quiet. Okay, we can continue.
Okay, that was scary.
Yeah, it was very scary. But yeah, that's even more of a reason why to not just let your kids run around. Because the bad kids get themselves and run into people who like them like that. There's a lot of kids who, it's just so much things that come with it. Like it's actually insane. But Eli, why are you a bad child? What is that coming from? Where's that stemming from? Yeah.
What makes me a bad child? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Yeah, I'm asking you.
You claim that you're a bad child, so I'm asking you, like, where are you getting this from? Like, you got to be getting it from somewhere.
I just kind of said it. I mean, at an age, like you just kind of become your own person, Like.
Yeah, but you said you were a bad child, so tell me about it.
Oh, growing up? Oh, dude. I used to do dumb stuff all the time.
Such
Cleaning up.
as hitting people, right?
What? No, that's
Okay, so
weird.
tell me.
I stole. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh,
Oh my god, you're not ready. I stole a freaking thing from a store. Oh my gosh. My
because
mom
you're
just got
poor?
mad. She beat me, bro.
Because you were poor at
What?
that
Now
time?
you.
Oh. Uh. Alright, well, I'm leaving, y'all. Yeah, I'm out of here, bro. Kind of want to pull up to McDonald's, but I always pull up to McDonald's. Like, I'm sick of pulling up to McDonald's. Like, wasting my coin, my hard-earned corn on corn. What? McDonald's, bro. Like, I'm so sick of it. 大概去呢？他们来个去哪个那个哪一家？Okay, bye. Bye, hold on.